Now we are joined by Elizabeth Onyema. Now she has dedicated her professional life to helping individuals achieve and maintain a healthy lifestyle across the globe. Elizabeth is a certified advanced clinical weight loss specialist from the London Health Science Academy. In her 7-year career, she has been pivotal to the health journey of over 2,000 clients and has worked with Nigerians and non-Nigerians across the United Kingdom, the USA, Canada, Kenya, and the Caribbean. Today, she's joining us to talk about good carbs and bad carbs, basically explaining parts of carbohydrates that are healthy. Sit back, relax, because this is going to be an interesting conversation. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Hi, good morning.
How are you doing?
Very fine.
You know, I'm really excited about this topic because when you're trying to lose weight, everyone just runs away from carbohydrates. So when I saw the topic, I'm just like, okay, so there's good carbs and there's bad carbs. So how about we start by separating them for people watching so they know what the good carbs are and what the bad carbs are. Yes.
Okay, so now the thing about it is, before we talk about separation, I would like to state, given the Nigerian diet, the kinds of foods that fall under the category of carbs. Okay. So all vegetables are carbs. When you think about all veggies, veggies, your tomatoes, onion, pepper, all of them, your ugu, water leaf, okra, all of them are veggies, are carbs. Yes. Okay. And then all fruits are carbs as well. I'm telling you, except for avocado. Avocado is just like, it's a fruit on its own. Okay. Because avocado is categorized as fats. Okay. But it's a fruit. So when you say all, I like to say all fruits except carbs, except avocados. Okay. Then we're talking about all starchy foods now. Talking about the root vegetables. Okay. Then you talk about your legumes. So I know quite a number of people out there think that beans is protein. But beans is actually a carb. You understand me? Yes. So talking about your yam, you know, your grains. Yes. We're talking about the grains. We're talking about the good old rice. Yes. And the rest of them, all of them are carbs. Now, for you to be able to understand and differentiate between good carbs and bad carbs, you have to know that carbs are made up of 3 parts. Okay. So we have 3 parts of a carb. Okay. We have the sugar part of a carbohydrate. We have the starch part of the carbohydrate. Okay. And we have the fiber part of the carbohydrate. Okay. I love to call fiber almighty fiber because it is what just makes, fiber basically is the part of a carbohydrate that differentiates between a good carb and a bad carb. Okay. Usually some people would like to call the good carbs complex carbohydrates. I'm sure you've seen that. I've heard that. Yes, a lot of times, yes. Then the bad carbs, simple carbohydrates. Yes. So now, the simplicity and complexity of a carbohydrate depends on the presence of fiber. Okay. Do you understand? Okay. Good. Now, when you look through a nutritional information of a particular food, maybe for instance a carb, you could see maybe fats, 2 grams, depending on the particular quantity, because most nutritional informations are based on the quantity of a particular food. Okay. So you could see maybe for 100 grams of okra, I'm just saying this off my head, So you could have maybe 2 grams of fat, maybe 30 grams carbs, and then maybe 18 grams protein. And then if you look deeper, right under carb, you would see the difference there. So they would try to explain to you the parts of the carb that you're about to eat. Okay. So you could see sugar, 10 grams, and then you can see fiber, 17 grams. Okay. Do you understand? That's not so bad. Yes, so that is a good sign. It's a good sign, That is a good sign. But basically, before I begin to talk about that, let me just start by explaining what sugar, starch, and fiber are, and how they matter in terms of the choice of food you decide to eat. Now let's do that briefly. Yeah, so sugar is simply very fast energy for the body. Fabulous. The digestion of sugar starts as soon as saliva touches it. Okay. So think about any sugary thing in your head. You know that feeling you get when you just take like maybe a fizzy or maybe take like a fruit juice or something, that sudden bolt of energy? Exactly. That is sugar. So sugar is a fast burning energy. As soon as you're drinking it or eating it, it is breaking down to energy almost immediately. So sugar is like the fastest fuel for the human body. Once you're feeling dizzy, once you're feeling tired, once you take sugar, you get it. Do you understand? You're up and about. Now, starch, on the other hand, is still sugar. The only difference between starch and sugar is that starch is made up of multiple chains of sugar. Okay. So it's still the same thing. It still works exactly like sugar. Yes. But fiber is a part of a carbohydrate that the body cannot break down. Okay. Do you understand? Fiber cannot break down. And the major function of fiber in any carbohydrate is to help to control the rate at which our bodies absorb the sugar from the food we are eating. So let me give you an instance.
Okay.
You know that thing that happens when maybe, for instance, you drink a cup of juice, and when you're done drinking a cup of juice, after like a couple of minutes, you're still hungry. So you go back to the kitchen and then you get something to eat. That is because that cup of juice is 100% sugar.
Okay.
It could contain a little bit of soluble fiber, but that's talking about fiber deeply. But most of it is sugar.
Okay.
Now, imagine eating the pineapple.
Yeah.
Maybe, for instance, you juiced a pineapple to get this quantity of juice. Now, imagine eating the pineapple. In 1 hour, you wouldn't be hungry.
Yeah.
And you're going to have a stable energy level. As your energy is not going to deplete.
Yeah.
You're going to feel energized and full in the tummy. That is the difference between sugar and fiber. Now, every single time, for you to be able to get a cup of juice from this quantity, you would really have to juice quite an amount of pineapple.
Yes.
To get this quantity of juice.
Yes.
And sometimes you really may not be able to finish that quantity of pineapple if it wasn't in a juice form.
Very true.
Do you understand?
Yes, I get
now,
that.
That simple illustration just gives you an idea of what fiber does when you eat it. So every carb you see, the reason why all the vegetables that you hear, you keep hearing there's no nutritionist, no dietitian that will sit down here and tell you stop eating veggies. Wrong. And that is because veggies are made up of at least 80% fiber. Okay, now there you're feeling me, right?
Yes, I get you.
When you eat veggies, you are fuller for longer. And that's what fiber does. Veggies, veggies also, okay, now I don't want to talk about veggies because fiber also exists in the yam that you eat, in the beans that you eat, in the cassava that you eat, in the cassava that you eat, in every single thing, in the fruits, every single thing in its natural state. Fiber exists in them.
Okay, now, unfortunately, we have time constraint, but before I let you go, I want us to quickly hit on bad carbohydrates. Just foods that you could just say this and this are bad carbohydrates. You need to avoid them. Let's talk about that.
So now talking about that, we're not going to talk about foods local to our environment that do not contain enough fiber. So we are talking about stuff like white rice. White rice. Eko.
Oh wow.
Yes, gari.
Hey.
Yes, aku, amala. They don't. No, sorry. Did I say amala? Amala is awesome, not amala. I mean, gari. Eko, pap,
white rice, pap,
pap, white rice, bread. All these things don't contain fiber. So when you eat them, now the thing about fiber, about foods that do not contain fiber is you keep eating. You eat breakfast right now. In less than 2 hours, you're hungry again. You're eating again. You're hungry again. You're eating again. And that is because it doesn't contain fiber. If you eat a food that's rich in fiber, you would notice that you're fuller for a longer period of time and you're energized for a proper long. And then you wouldn't see yourself eating every second.
Oh, Elizabeth, this has been very, like I've learned so much. Thank you. But definitely going to have you again next week, Wednesday. Because there's so much to talk about. I am sure you are as heartbroken as I am, considering that white rice is now a problem. But I'm sure you have learned more than a thing or two on how we should improve our diet and avoid the bad carbohydrates. You might want to hit us up. You might want to check our YouTube channel if you want to catch up more on this. But we have to go on a break, and we still have so much more for you to not go anywhere. We will be right back.